What's going on, everyone? It's MK2, another electrical video. Just came back from a service call where a customer had one of these. It's a Lutron, it's kind of, the brightness isn't really the best, but one of these Lutron multiple location automatic dimmers. Got the buttons on the side here. Primary, he said he's pushing the button, the lights are coming on. However, the one on the other side of the room worked. He had three-way setup, so sure enough, I was thrilled when I walked in the door and I pushed on it. I'm like, yeah, no detents. This is the easiest service call ever, right? What you need here is a new switch, right? Home Depot sells these all day long. Not to say this is actually the MAW-603, but they have its newer update counterpart, which is a multi-zone, multi-location. Anyway, went down Home Depot, picked one up, 38 bucks, something with tax. But I want to show you what the problem is with this thing. And again, this is Lutron Maestro. This is the older version, the MAW-603. I'm not sure if they're still built this way on the inside, but I'm going to show you what I found with this one. Again, no detents, no button press here, and the side buttons aren't working very well. They're getting stuck in both positions here. So open this thing up, see what was going on, just in case anybody else has this problem. Get a little screwdriver here. You can get this front off pretty easy. There's two tabs on each side, top, bottom, and then there's one, which I think there's one that grabs from underneath right there. You got to kind of jiggle that one out, but this front comes off. And flip it over. Well, we're going to see what the buttons in here first. You've got three buttons on the inside here. I don't know if you can see those. You got the dimmer down, the dimmer up, and then the on-off, which turns the lights, ramps them up and down, which what's make these so cool. The problem here is the back side. Now you've got the two switches here that do the dimming, and then you have the one in the middle. You have the lights on the side. The two switches on the side that you can see. Pushing up and down on the kind of, it all works as one unit. Okay, now it's retracted. Now this is dim down, dim up. The piece that broke off, and I had to take this apart. How you get this apart? First of all, turn these over. There's two Torx. There's a Torx on the top, Torx on the bottom. Take those two off, and you got to be careful because there's a transistor that's riveted here. I didn't drill that out, but you can pull it apart a little bit because the part that broke off was actually down inside there. So just be careful. There's a transistor. If you're trying to save one of these, I wouldn't dare try to save this and reinstall it in a customer's house. Just get a new switch, right? But here's what happens with these. And I'm making this video because I couldn't find this anywhere else online. But this is what I found. Here's the back side of the switch plate, right? Again, no detent. When you're pushing on it, it's just flat. These buttons over here are messed up. This little guy right here, I don't know if you can see him. He's real tiny. He's the one that's responsible for going down into the hole to hit the main switch, right? The extension goes down in there, hits that little button switch, and you know, when you're tapping on the center of the switch, you're basically hitting that. So that causes the lights to come on and go off, ramping up and down. The problem is the connection. You see how thin that is? That's the connection that this piece makes to, it's hard to even see. Right there where where the tip of that little screwdriver is, it makes it right there. And the thing is, the two side buttons, the dimmer buttons, will not work properly if that breaks off, since it's all one. It's all one piece. So the side, these are the dim buttons. They rely on the actual detents of the piece that breaks. Where'd that go now? I just lost it. This piece here are the tension created by this piece being connected. Sorry, I don't have a little hand. I'm never good with circuit boards because I just don't have little hands. But this connects on, it's supposed to connect right there. That little weak connection is what broke. That's the way it should be, causing the center button not to work. So let me just stick this all back together here real quick. I mean, if you wanted to fix this, I mean, because, you know, it's like 40 bucks with tax, not that big a deal. I would never fix one for a customer. I would just never, ever I mean, why afford to just replace it, right? But you could, and I might try to do this just to see if I can do it. I have no use for it myself. It's going in the trash, but you could super glue. And you gotta have real delicate, like, see, I don't have the kind of hands to do this kind of stuff. You gotta have like model level hands, or you gotta be good with little stuff, building models and whatnot. But you could put just a little bitty tab of super glue on that and try to stick it right on there. If you can get that to stick where it's supposed to be, let it dry a little bit, right? I might try this repair. This will be a multi-part video. Actually, I'll do it and edit it all together. So this will be how to fix one of these switches 101. So if you can get that and then set it back in there to where you'll actually have something similar to that, right? Because you got to remember we're looking at it upside down. By the way, how to get this off? I should have pulled that off first. It's got just 4 little clips. You can do it from the front. The actual part that you push, it's just 4 little clips, one at each corner, and then that'll drop off. That's the actual front of the switch there. That's the back of it. So here's what you'd be looking at with that pulled off. You'd have your side buttons here for the dimming, your light panel here, which stays on this piece here. That's just LED fiber optic kind of bleed through. So you have this back in position where it goes, just like that. And then see this here, these side buttons rely on just a little bit of pressure from that center button, and then these will work right. But without that, they don't work. So that all functions as one piece. So I'm thinking, like I said, if you can get this glued back in position, and then let's put this back on here. I just wanted to show you how it came apart. It's because that piece is going to fall down in there, and you're going to have to take this whole thing apart to get it out. But it all goes back together. You also have a slide switch on the bottom on the older model. The new model didn't have it. Just a master on-off. Okay, now this is what you got with the front off, right? So what you're going to end up with is that piece. If I could do it without dropping it in there again. Back where it goes, something similar to that. And then I'm thinking that's not going to be a good enough bond. That's just going to break again. But you could pack some super glue, hold it at an angle and tilt, and then just pack some super glue around that. So this is all one solid piece here. So I'm actually going to try to do this repair and we'll see how it works. But that would be what would happen. That's what breaks if you hit the center of this and you got no click action, no detents. I mean, you know how it is, like when a single pole switch breaks, it's just freely moving. So, like I said, I was thrilled when I first got there and I saw, oh my God, this is the easiest service call ever, right? We just replaced the switch. But I was curious. I said, I'm going to take this with me and see what's going on here. So I'm going to see if I can doctor this thing up a little bit. Okay, so several days later, and this was not easy for me to do because, like I said, I don't have the kind of hands that's good building models and stuff like that. This takes really, what I ended up having to do is used a little bit of a Scotch tape and just kind of Scotch taped underneath that, and then put the piece in place, and then put several rounds of super glue on it somehow. As you can see, that's what it should look like. I think it's probably stronger now. I can't believe they make such an important connection so thin and flimsy. I got good button press on my dimmer buttons. I could feel the detents. I could feel the buttons being pushed in, and on the center button, that's being pushed in. So now we put a cover back on. Let's see what's top and bottom. It just snaps in. Get the 2 snaps on the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Now you have button press. So it's back to the way it was. Like I say, your best course of action, and I would never reuse this, but these are $40 switch. Maybe you don't have a $40 to replace it, but you really like the switch. That's how you repair these. I can't believe, like I said, that such an important piece is made so flimsy. But there you go. Super glue. Like I said, a little Scotch tape to help hold that piece, and then The button presses back the way it should be. You can feel the detents. Push on it. Side buttons have good detents. Everything's nice and strong. Don't know if it's going to last forever, but it should last a while. I mean, it's in my opinion, gluing it definitely it's stronger than it was originally. You saw how small that piece was. I put several layers of glue around it, and I mean, it's not going to break anytime soon. So I'd feel comfortable putting this back in the wall for a while. You know, if I was on a budget and I just wanted to fix my switch. So there you go. There's the repair of the Lutron dimmer switch. I'll put the model number is the Maestro MAW-603. You guys take care. Have a good one. Leave your comments.